We are going to learn about finite verbs and non-finite verbs. Well, first let's look at our finite verbs. Finite verbs are nothing but verbs that show tense, person and number. Let's take a look at our first example. She walks every day. Here our verb is walks. Let's take a look at the second example. She walked yesterday. Here see how the verb walk changes tense in the present tense and in the past tense. So when I say she walks every day, it is in the present tense and therefore I use the word or I use the verb walks. But when I want to use the same verb walk in the past tense, I use it as walked. So it changes form with the tense I am talking about. Let's take a look at how it changes with number. So here I have I go, which is in the first person, I go, you go, which is in the second person, and then I have she goes, which is in the third person. So do you all see how the finite verbs change forms with the person? So in first person it was I go, in second person it was you go, and in third person it was she goes. So the base verb go becomes goes when we talk about it in the third person. And then finite verbs are also verbs that change form when we are talking about number. What does that mean? Let's take the same sentence. She walks every day. We can just change it to they walk every day. So in the first sentence, since we are talking about just one person, that is she, that is in the singular form, we use she walks every day. We use a singular verb. But in the third sentence, if you see, they walk, which is a third person plural, that is a number, it changes form. Walks become walk, because here we are talking about third person plural. So finite verbs are nothing but verbs that show tense, person and number, and they also change with the different tenses and also with first person, second person, third person, and also with singular and plural nouns. So finite verbs are nothing but verbs that show tense, person and numbers. We have found that out with the help of these examples. Now let's look at what are non-finite verbs. Well, non-finite verbs do not show tense, person and number. They are like the exact opposite of the finite verbs in that way. So what are they? They are not even the main verbs of the sentence. So when I say main verbs, they do not express any actions. Because that is the main role of a verb, right? They denote action. So non-finite verbs, they do not show tense, number or person. They do not denote any action and they are not the main verbs of a sentence. So what are they? Well, non-finite verbs are verbs that play a role of an adjective, noun or adverb. So we have something known as gerunds, infinitives, and lastly, we have something known as participles, and these are our non-finite verbs. These verbs do not show us tense, person or number. They do not denote any action and neither are they the main verbs of a sentence. We are going to learn about gerunds, infinitives and participles in our next class. Well, I hope you all have understood the basic difference between finite and non-finite verbs. Just remember one thing. Finite verbs, they show us number, person and tense, whereas non-finite verbs are not the main verbs of the sentence. They do not denote any action and they certainly do not play the role of a noun, that is of denoting action, but instead they play a role of an adjective, adverb and a noun.
Continue watching free lectures on Toppr. Subscribe and never stop learning.